Hello guys and welcome back to another game of Starcraft 2. This is going to be the second game of China versus Korea, part of the Nation Wars number 3. And we are going to have PartinG here on the top side of Dusk Towers. Let's quickly introduce our two players. So PartinG, currently teamless, shows here he is from Frost Wolves, but he's actually quit them. Not quit them, his contract ended, just to correct that. And he's representing Korea. Now on the bottom side we do have WhaleTail. And he is representing China. Now, I tried to look up WhaleTail. That's not actually his main name. His main name is TooDming, so TooDming, or something like that. I think that's how you pronounce it. And yeah, so he's going by WhaleTail, one of his alternate IDs here. He's on Team Zenith of Origin, and he is representing China. So the details, or the links rather, for the previous game are actually below in the description. If you want to see those, of course, you're welcome to. And the spoilers are coming, so I hope you've already gone. If not, then PartinG took game number 1. So he was actually playing against, what was his name again? You know, I can't think of it right now. PvZ, that's the one. PvZ, I think he's a pro player, as far as I'm aware, from China. So yeah, looks like Zerg actually here, WhaleTail. It's a Zerg versus Protoss, forgot to mention that. Obviously visible by now, going for an early double expansion. And he's actually doing this before the pool comes out. So definitely something interesting to note. Going for that early expansion, not expecting any aggression, but on the other side I am predicting that there could possibly be either a very early robotics facility or a Stargate coming out here, because as you see, 2 early gases, which always to me says that there's going to be very heavy tech at the beginning, and by heavy I mean possibly after the first gateway, or actually after the second gateway in this case. So let's see where they go with that. Let's quickly have a look at the APM again. Looks about even. The current is a little bit favoring PartinG, and the average also favoring him. Now APM, not everything, because a lot of those actions, you might think, oh, 370 actions, he's only got about 15 units on the field. No, it's actually counting every time you click the mouse. So if you do a right click to control a unit, it will count. As far as I'm aware, even if you try to select your Nexus and I don't know, even if you try to queue up a probe but you don't have enough minerals for it, still counts as far as I'm aware. Pretty much everything counts for that. So obviously having about 400 APM is a little bit unrealistic with a small amount of units. So let's see what's going to be going on here. Obviously the pool has already completed at this point. Starting off with a double hatchery does delay your pool by about 30 seconds or so. Typically you'd see the pool, after one hatchery you'd see the pool finishing along with the hatchery. The hatchery actually completes just about a few seconds behind the pool, but they complete between 2 minutes and 2 minutes 05. That's of course with perfect control. 2:05 is when the hatchery completes, 2 minutes is when the spawning pool completes. And as we saw there, with double expansion it was about 30 seconds later. So let's see what these 2 adepts are going to do, or sorry, it's 1 adept. Now, are we seeing any sort of tech coming out here? Looks like a pylon has been put down here. I wonder if he's going to put the gateway right over here afterwards. Now, he's opted to go for a 3rd base of his own. I wonder if this is a little bit too risky or not. Looks like we do have an early layer coming out as well. That's actually very early, especially considering he's still only on 1 gas. The Roach one also quite standard to see at this timing. So very passive start from both of these players. There was of course that 1 adept. Where the hell is it? Let's see if I can find that adept. Oh, it's actually back to the base, or maybe even lost. Yeah, oh no, he's not lost it. So he's actually just brought it back to the base to defend, which is all fun and games. Oh, there we go, look at that. So we have an Overseer Cocoon. So the reason for this of course is to scout out. Now he doesn't actually need it, there's only 1 stalker on the field. Very unlikely to actually lose to that. Now it looks like he's gone for a Twilight Council robotics facility, so no Stargate just yet. Maybe gonna see one a bit later, but just not now. This Overseer of course seeing pretty much everything that's going on. He's gonna be able to scout out that there is the robotics facility. He's gonna see the Twilight Council as well. And with this amount of adepts, I'm kind of seeing, yeah, there we go. So the Glaives upgrade has gone down. And of course the 3rd expansion also spotted with the cannon about to complete here. Might want to move this Overseer away. So yeah, this Overseer gonna probably just be a little bit annoying. What I think is something that we don't actually see enough, and it's actually weird. I mean, it's something that I used a few times myself, but I forget a lot as well. But these guys are pro. They should definitely be making better use of these. And if you look at Overseers, they've got this Contaminate ability. This ability, what it does is it disables the production of a building. I think it's either 30 or 40 seconds. Now imagine shutting down this Immortal when you've got a bunch of roaches going towards you. Like, that would be absolutely huge. Being able to shut that down would be absolutely immensely useful for WhaleTail. So I do hope that the players start to use that in the near future. I don't see it very often. I think in all the Zerg games I've seen so far, it's been used, I would say, once or twice. Definitely once. I'm not sure about a second time. Maybe there was. But I mean, look at this. There's an upgrade about to come out there. There's an upgrade about to come out of there. There's a Immortal about to come out of there. So, does he have enough energy on it? Actually, let's have a quick look. No, he actually doesn't have enough energy on it. So it's probably about 100 energy. So obviously, if that actually could be it. That could very well be the reason for it. So if your Overseer doesn't have enough energy, obviously you can't use the skill. And, ooh, is this roach gonna get killed? So close. He might need to recycle this roach a bit later inside the base. Now looking at the army supply, does look like PartinG is a little bit behind. But there is a few Ravagers coming out here. They're going to come out just about in time for these units. And because there are sentries there, Ravagers are going to be very important. Because of course they will be able to break the force fields. So let's see what's going to go down here. Looks like that's actually a macro hatchery. So in case you don't know what a macro hatchery is, essentially it's there just to provide you with larvae. It's not going to really provide any economical advantages since the hatchery is actually perfectly placed as it is. Let's see what's going to go on. These Zerglings probably just going to run right past these units, try to catch anything reinforcing, and of course try to get in. So there we go, Zealot has now been put up, just to basically prevent that run by. And this expansion is absolutely toast. There's no way he'll be able to get enough units here to defend it on time. WhaleTail losing his first hatchery. And I'm sure PartinG is pretty happy with this acquisition. Now what is this? That's 2 Adepts inside of there. And, ooh, look at that. Lurker's actually being put up on the field. This is, of course, going to be spotted, and he's not going to see what's going on here. But his Lurkers are definitely going to be visible, so this is actually quite a dangerous position for him. All he's got is Zerglings and Lurkers. Nothing else to reinforce this right now, so an engage from the Protoss army from PartinG right now would be quite deadly for this Zerg army. Observers in the air, so he will be seeing this. Now, Zerglings are very good for surrounding units if they do that. They'll be able to pretty much stop them in their tracks. And there we go. Now they moved away here. Oh my god, huge force fields. Managing to catch out quite a few Zerglings there. That is actually quite huge. Now he manages to take out that pylon quite handily. Does have... Oh, the corrosive biles also hitting on top of PartinG's units. He's not paying attention to them that much as he should be at least. Oh, this Observer. No! Okay, Observer gets taken out. This is a terrible position for PartinG. And oh my god, look at this. We have a Colossus on the way. I cannot believe it. Colossus are poor little things that they don't get used that much. There looks like there is a bit of damage going off here in the base. Actually, a lot of damage. And in the expansion now, looks like 11 probes. That army up there still not moving out, so that's all fine and well. 16 drones already taken out here at this point. Oh wow, this is absolutely huge. There's nothing that WhaleTail can do about this. The Adepts are so versatile, so easy to get away with. Oh my god, look at the amount here. He absolutely has to engage. If he does not engage onto this base right now, he will absolutely lose everything, and he will not be able to recover from that. I mean, look at the worker supply right now. He's got 38 workers right now, and he will be losing more and more of those until these Adepts are taken out. As you can see, more and more being warped in. And here we go, finally engaging onto this. The big ass engage here with the Disruptors. Oh, nice. This nice Purification Nova going down there. These Lurkers still being a little bit menacing in the back. Looking back at the main base, looks like this has finally been cleaned up. 39 drones in total have been taken out. That's quite huge. I know you guys are saying don't focus on the harassment as much when there's a big engage going on, but at the same time, that was 39 drones. That was more than half of his drones getting wiped out from 3 bases. Huge, absolutely huge. So this base looks like it is actually getting a little bit shut down. These Lurkers very nicely spread out. Is there an Observer in the air? I do think there should be at this point. Let me have a quick look. There is one Observer, and it's actually a little bit out of position. Now bringing it over here. Now this Nexus of course is going to get denied. There is disruptions going down. I don't think it's enough to actually just basically damage the unit. They do need to kill it off. And there we go, this Zerg army engaging straight on. All PartinG really has to do right now is hold on. If he manages to fight off this fight, or this army, he will be in a commanding position to take this game quite handily. Problem is he going to be able to hold it off? I honestly don't know. Does look like some of WhaleTail's units are actually backing off there. I'm not quite sure why. And he's decided to back off. I think he actually had a good chance of breaking PartinG there, so honestly I think that was the wrong decision to make. Yeah, he's denied a base there, he's denied a lot of mining and a lot of economy, but I think that if he continued that push he would have won this game. But as it stands, he's got 32 workers in comparison to 53 for PartinG. As a Zerg player, you never want to be in that position. So let's see more. Look at this, another drop. This time it's Zealots and 1 Adept. Last time, oh, this means that he's actually going to be able to snipe off this hatchery as well. So again, this is quite huge for him right now. And I think that PartinG is in such a good position right now. He's destroyed so many workers, and he's now managed to snipe off a hatchery as well. There's still only 3 bases, one of it which is actually, sorry, 2 bases remaining and an extra macro hatchery. This third, another hatchery going down here. I do think that it is definitely worth it. I mean, there's enough minerals here to make up that for that base, as well as the fact that it gives health to these buildings. Don't want to lose your roach worm right in the middle of a fight. That would be absolutely disastrous. So it looks like he's trying to do some sort of last stand here now against the Protoss, who's currently about to be on 4 bases. I think that is not the correct action. I have to say that he should have kept pushing there while PartinG was on his last heals there, just defending his main base, or at least left off the lurkers to basically prevent the expansion from going down again. So wow, that took the breath out of me. That was quite a crazy fight there with such a interesting outcome, really. Now, a few drones here just standing around doing absolutely nothing. Should probably make use of them a little bit better. See what's going on here. It looks like there was probably like a Zergling or something taken out here. Nothing too major. Now, has this pylon been spotted yet? I assume it probably hasn't. No, it hasn't. So that's quite a useful pylon for him. He can warp in reinforcements from the high ground, not being seen at all. I think that's actually quite good for him. So there we go, finally seeing that expansion coming out here from WhaleTail. Now WhaleTail's problem right now is his army supply is not huge. He's only a little bit ahead of PartinG. And at the same time, here we go, the engage going off here. There is a huge purification over. Look at all those Zerglings absolutely wiped out. Well done here, very nice purification over. And these Zerglings gonna be running away. I don't think that they're in a position to take him on right now. There's so many disruptors here. I mean, that's a total of 6 right now. And this is the correct response from WhaleTail. I honestly, I'm liking this very much right now. He's built up a few units. He's ahead on supply. Obviously, he might not know that, but he is indeed ahead on supply. He's building up his economy again. His worker count is starting to grow a little bit. He's only at 38 right now, but his army, as I said, is a little bit higher. And he's expanding off the back of it as well. So what he needs right now is to defend off against this and expand. If he expands, he's going to be completely back into this game. But if PartinG decides to punish this right now, which he very well might, there's so many disruptors, a lot of blink stalkers here. If he manages to punish that, he will of course be able to come back or defeat WhaleTail right here. Oh my god, this miss micro, or this miss rally actually has been done twice now at this point. There we go, huge disruptions going down, managing to catch out Lurker and 2 roaches it seems, so not too bad there at all. But there we go, more of these damage from the Lurkers. Oh my god, the roaches, they're getting wiped out here. The army supply is favoring PartinG right now. He's done so much damage here with disruptors. Wow, this is absolutely huge. At this point, he's going to be very, very close to dying or losing this game right now. He is aware of the expansion here. He just picked that up here. 1 Stalker attacking, it's not really going to be doing that much. But these Stalkers running straight into this base, going to potentially deny another hatchery here. If they manage to do that, again, he will be in quite a commanding position. I think he needs to continue on with this push. Looks like he decided to back off a little bit because there was of course a few lurkers really well bunkered down there, taking out the hatchery here. It's going to be a free hatchery for him, there's no contention for it. And there we go, GG has been called. PartinG taking game number 2 with absolute style. Again, disruptions. I think that disruptors, they're so good right now. They're so I would even argue a little bit overpowered. I mean, yeah, you need to control them separately. They don't actually have an auto attack, but at the same time, they are able to one-shot so many units. Maybe you see, if you're really good with them, you could consider them overpowered. If you're kind of average or, you know, a low-level player, then not so much. But that's pretty much it for this one. Okay, so game number 2, that's 2 for 0, 2 for 0, wrong counting here, for Korea right now. So very well played here by PartinG. I have to commend him. Every time I watch one of his games, I get so excited because he's just such an amazing player. So that's pretty much it. I hope you have enjoyed this game. If you have, leave it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in game number 3.